Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Insomniac Scott selections here for Thursday, October 14th. Before we get into today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We ended up giving out a look-ahead play in college football for Saturday. Gave it early because I thought that this line would definitely move, and about 24 hours later, the line has already jumped up 1 point. So hopefully you ended up joining me, and we got ourselves a nice line. But if you still want to end up taking the play, the game hasn't happened yet. You missed some line movement, but if you still want to take it, it's the video before this one. Either way, looking at the play of the day for Thursday, we have a game in college football that's actually taking place on Thursday. It's going to be in a matchup between two AAC teams as Navy takes on Memphis. And for the play of the day, we look at team total. It's going to be on Navy team total over 21 points at minus 118 on Fox Bet. Time recording of 12:49 a.m. Eastern Time. Coverings why I like the over in the spot. First of all, over 21 flat is a fantastic line. Shopping around, most books have 21.5 or 22. DraftKings even has 22.5 for the over-under at minus 115 on both sides. So you're sacrificing 3 cents a juice for a free 1.5, including a key number of 21 for a push, which I'm obviously going to take for the value. But looking at the actual breakdown of Navy's season, it's been really a tale of two halves. Because to start the season, this Navy team was absolutely awful. They got smacked around the first couple of weeks. They got killed by Air Force, for example. But looking at some changes this team made, they switched up the offensive coordinator, and they also switched up the quarterback position as they ended up bringing in a new guy in Lavatai, who's actually been pretty solid behind center. And if you looked at how the offense has performed since, Navy's been pretty good, as Navy has scored at least 24 points in each of the last 2 games. And looking at the opponents, not too shabby of competition. Scored 24 points last week against SMU, which is probably the second best team in the AAC behind Cincinnati. And the week before that, scored 34 points against UCF. Now, I know UCF defensively is hit or miss, but that team did shut down a pretty talented Eastern Carolina offense last week. So scoring 34 against UCF is definitely impressive. But it does seem like Navy, you can kind of throw the overall season stats out once they actually before they change the coordinator and the quarterback, because this team over the last few weeks has looked a lot more competent offensively, and I do think that'll carry over into this game. But looking at Memphis, Memphis has played against 5 FBS teams this season, and it has allowed at least 29 points in each of those 5 games. And you go through the actual opponents, the teams aren't that great for the teams that Memphis has faced. Now, you're looking at the out-of-conference schedule. They did beat Mississippi State, gave up 29 points in that one. Faced off against Arkansas State, gave up 50 points in that one. Played UTSA, gave up 31. And then you have a couple of conference games against some pretty mediocre to below-average offenses, and Memphis's defense still got torched. Memphis gave up 34 points to Temple and gave up 35 points to Tulsa. Now, if any of you have been following college football, you know that both those offenses have been really just underwhelming up to this point, and yet Memphis really had no answers. And the main reason why this team has had no answers is because of the fact that Memphis, over the last 3 games, cannot stop the run. Memphis is allowing 199 rushing yards per game over its last 3 games. And, of course, Navy runs the triple option, and all they do is run the ball. So I do think you're going to see a pretty good matchup here for Navy to use the triple option offense to exploit this really weak rush defense. Plus, Memphis, we know that this team offensively is very good, but it also goes at hyperspeed because Memphis, despite averaging 30-plus points per game, ranks 125th in time of possession. So I do think Navy should end up getting a lot of possessions. Memphis averaging 36-plus points per game. They're going to have the ball for 4 plays, 80 yards, about a minute and a half off the clock. They go no huddle, a lot of big plays, a lot of passing plays. And I do think if they score quickly, or even if they punt, you're going to see a lot of quick possessions that don't eat up much time, which should allow Navy a couple more possessions over the course of this game, which should add up. But looking historically at this matchup, these teams have faced off 6 times ever, first meeting in 2015, and Navy has scored at least 22 points in 5 of the first 6 meetings. So historically, Memphis has not really handled the triple option well, and based on the run defense over the last month, or the last couple of weeks in particular, I do think Navy will find a lot of opening running lanes, and I do think Navy will eventually score at least 24 points in this game. I think this game should be close. I think it should be entertaining, but 21 flat is way too low for a team total, so I got to take it. It's the play that once again here for Thursday, October 14th, is going to be on Navy team total over 21 points at minus 118 on Fox Bet. Bye, everyone.